All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Omer with iVision. Thank you all for taking the time to hop on today's webinar. As with previous calls, we ask that you please mute or silence your handset if you are in a loud area so as not to disrupt the call. If you have any questions, comments about anything, you can use the chat bubble on the Join Me to submit your questions, and then we'll review everything at the end of the call. We do have a lot of stuff to cover today, so I'd like to go ahead and get started, and then we'll wait. Anybody that trickles in can listen in as we go. All right. So the topics for today's call: we're going to talk about some news and updates. Those happen to be the new AT&T carrier tariffs. We're going to talk a little bit about RCS messaging, and then talk about some new system features and a development timeline just to bring everybody up to speed on some of the stuff that we're working on. We are going to have a presentation by Dyson Barnett of FanConnect, who's going to be talking about their new Wi-Fi hotspot solution, and we'll talk a little bit about how that's going to be integrated with the platform. And then we'll get into the mobile coupons in the widget system, and basically it's just to give you a more thorough review of the couponing in the widget tool so you can explore it in more detail on today's call. All right, news and updates. So unfortunately, I've been indicating this for quite some time, that it's really just a matter of time before AT&T, the lone holdout from the Tier 1 carriers, will implement a tariff. And of course, I don't know if I jinxed it or if it was just inevitable. I think it's inevitable. But as of July 1st, AT&T will be rolling out a new tariff that's going to now be in addition to the other tariffs by Verizon, Sprint, and T-Mobile. This impacts all aggregators, all service providers. It's a tariff across the board. And what we have here is essentially 1/4 of a penny on SMS and 3/10 of a penny on MMS. That's applied to outbound messages only. Some carriers do, by the way, charge tariffs on inbound messages, but we currently do not pass those through. So you do not see tariffs on inbound messages. We eat the cost on those. They're rather nominal, but we do pass them through on the outbound. And this will be represented on your 8/1 invoice. So your 8/1 invoice will be for July's messaging activity. So that will be the first invoice that will reflect the new tariffs. And as the industry evolves, tariffs are unfortunately a necessary part of the industry as the carriers look to monetize messaging on their end. So nothing we can do about it. Just make sure that you factor this into your pricing as you provide your service and your pricing to your customers. So make sure that you are budgeting for or buffering for these tariffs. In the past, we've looked at looking at a weighted average of tariffs and determining how much these tariffs really equate to. And when we did some more analysis, we actually determined that the tariffs vary from one customer to the next. So it really depends on regionally where you're located. But one reseller in Florida might incur a higher or lower weighted average cost per tariff than another reseller in California. So there's really no standardization across the board. So while we have streamlined on the invoice just one line item instead of individualizing every carrier, which helps, I think, just from an efficiency and ease of use perspective, there's really no way to just categorically say, okay, well, tariffs are going to be a roughly 3.3 tenths of a penny and just assume that across the board. It's not possible to do that. So we still calculate tariffs for each client based on their respective tariff rates that are impacted based on their usage. All right, RCS. So I know everybody gets all in a tizzy when Tatango sends out their YouTube videos, and every time a Tatango video comes out, we get a flurry of emails asking questions about this and about that. So I want to talk a little bit about RCS because it has been getting a lot of activity and interest as of late. So RCS stands for Rich Communication Service. It's essentially like a smarter, more robust messaging. And as the cell phones obviously evolve and the technology gets more advanced, then RCS you'll start to see is becoming a more prevalent communication tool. And for brands, it represents a unique opportunity to deliver rich media, metrics, actions, to click on, things like that. But there are some limitations still that really prevent them from RCS from becoming truly commonplace. It's still a few years out. So number one, RCS does not use shortcodes. Okay, commercial messaging now is all done through shortcodes. That's a carrier-approved method of communication. But RCS does not use shortcodes. In fact, it uses a branding, a common identifier. So, in this case, Gamma Airlines would be the ID for this provider. There's no shortcode here. Now, you can only send outbound RCS messages, but there's currently no mechanism to be able to text in to generate an RCS out back to the handset. So there's still some limitations there, not only with kind of bridging the gap with shortcodes, but also how do you trigger an RCS message by texting in? There's really no way to do that. So I personally feel that we're still about 2 to 5 years away from true implementation, cross-carrier, commercially for RCS. You start seeing it in demos and proof of concept campaigns now, but really it's not there yet. When we started iVision back in 2003, we developed iVision for MMS messaging, but MMS messaging actually did not come into fruition, even though the carriers were saying, hey, let's do MMS, let's do MMS. Carriers really did not come into fruition commercially until about 2010, so there was a major lag there of about 7 years between the carriers saying, hey, we have MMS, and then the carriers actually being able to do MMS commercially through shortcodes. So just note that you're going to see some of these technologies that are going to start making their way into the different things that you see out there, and it's not always as cut and dry as it might appear. RCS is still a few years out. Okay, so I just wanted to allay everybody's fears. When RCS does become more mainstream and commonplace, we will absolutely have an RCS capability. But as of now, it's still way out there. So we're not planning on doing anything in the immediate future, but just know that we are keeping RCS on our radar, and we'll plan on implementing RCS when it's commercially viable. All right, let's talk about some platform updates. So we added a new feature recently to be able to hide the coupon from a kiosk. We're going to cover this a little bit on today's webinar, but it essentially lets you hide a coupon from displaying on the kiosk and related reports. And it's used when a coupon created is not an actual coupon. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, like I explained, we're going to go into this a little bit more in detail on today's webinar, but sometimes people are using the couponing system for delivering non-coupon items like event invites, donation requests, things that really fall outside the category of an actual coupon. And what happens is when you issue this coupon invite, sorry about that, when you issue these coupon invites, it actually issues a coupon to the phone number that then will impact the reporting on redemption rates. It also prevents a kind of an adverse customer experience when they go and check in on the kiosk and it tells them that they have a coupon for a Battle of the Bands or some type of barbecue, perhaps. So it tarnishes a little bit of that experience. Sorry about that again. And so being able to hide the coupon from the kiosk will not only prevent it from being incorporated into the reporting, but also prevents it from displaying on the kiosk as well. I'm getting a little bit of a feedback there. Hopefully somebody can work that out on their end. All right, the KCM, which is kind of our acronym for the Kiosk Check-in Manager. We have recently added a bulk points calculator. So if you are doing bulk points and you are doing almost like a spending-based or a points-based reward system, there is now a calculator tool that allows you to not only adjust the points, but add some shortcuts, plus 25, plus 50, plus 100, and will actually show you, the adjusted points and the new points total. So it's a little bit more intuitive and user-friendly with regards to managing points adjustments through the KCM. That's a nice feature that we spent some time building out. And then we had some issues, as the KCM starts getting more and more activity. We have clients that are creating groups of kiosks. And in the event that you have a group or two groups with with a doubling of kiosks. So if you have overlapping kiosks, meaning a kiosk belongs to two groups, we didn't want the names doubling on the check-in manager. So and the reports for that as well. So you can now omit a group from the KCM report, so that any employees that are part of that kiosk or part of that group will only show up once and not duplicated. And then we launched a series of KCM ranking and activity reports that you'll see in the reporting section that will show you activity based on employees. So if you're actively using the KCM and you have employees registered in there, each with their own unique PIN for logging in and administering the kiosk activity, the new ranking and activity reports will break down reports by employee in terms of ranking and performance, and also activity, how many kiosks, how many joins, how many points adjustments, how many rewards were issued, and things like that. I think it's important to talk about a feature development timeline. We want you to know that your requests, your feedback is noted. It is put into practical use here. And what I mean by that is that we are, trying to incorporate as much of the feedback into the system as possible. So with that said, we have a few items here. If whoever's on the call can please mute the call, mute the audio on their end.
Hello. Beautiful. Stop your hands.
I don't want to mute everybody, but I'd like everybody to please make sure that they're in an environment where their audio is not being heard by everybody. Thank you. So feature development timeline, we have a new token verification system that we're rolling out to the API. It's about 6 to 8 weeks out, I think, maybe sooner, for just providing extra levels of authentication on the API. We have a new public reseller site that we are in the midst of developing and launching. That's about 4 to 6 weeks out, so we're really excited about that. We understand that the reseller site is a little bit stale and outdated, so we have plans on rejuvenating it and providing a more up-to-date reseller experience on the public site. Mobile wallet. So we had Android built out, but iOS was kind of pending. We have since contracted a third party to integrate their mobile wallet solution. So we're going to be working on that here in the next few weeks and look to see a more flushed out wallet solution here in the coming weeks. Somebody made a note about the kiosk number verification. That's also on our list, and that will flow into the kiosk slideshow tool enhancement. So we are working on a kind of an enhanced kiosk tool for customizing the experience on the kiosk. And so that will also incorporate probably some additional features that have been requested for the kiosk, such as being able to verify a phone number after it's been entered. So kind of one added layer that says, reply yes to confirm that this number is accurate. And then we're going to revamp the knowledge base section. So right now the knowledge base section is a little bit scattered and kind of all over the place. So we're going to try to streamline the knowledge base section. We've been working actively to create new videos, video tutorials throughout the system. And so those will all be added to the knowledge base section along with some searchable keyword type terms where you can search for specific topics and see all the different relevant knowledge base articles that pertain to that topic or category. So that's about 10 to 20 weeks out. And these are rough guesstimates on timelines, but just to give you an idea of where we're at and where we're going in the upcoming weeks. There's possibility that I also left some stuff out here, but this is kind of encompasses the main projects that we're working on. All right, so today we'd like to, I'm going to turn it over here to Dyson in just a little bit. I'm going to make him the presenter. He's going to present their new Wi-Fi hotspot marketing tool. And Dyson is with FanConnect. FanConnect is one of our licensees/technology partners. We've been working with FanConnect. They've been working with us now, I should say, for about, I want to say 7 or 8 years as a licensee, but they also provide some other proprietary tools outside of our technology. And they have built a new Wi-Fi hotspot marketing tool that can really benefit your customers. It's an additional channel to grow the opt-in database. It will provide a value-added service for the customers of the business that will now have a hotspot, Wi-Fi hotspot that they can connect to when they're at the establishment. And for resellers, it really is an additional revenue stream where you're going to be able to resell this service for anywhere from $99 to $299 per month, depending on the different tools that you provide. A cost to the resellers, there's going to be a cost for this service. It's a $28 one-time fee for the actual hardware router. Additional $15 one-time setup fee, which is optional. I think you can do it on your own or have FanConnect do the setup for you. And then the hotspot service is going to range from $50 to $65 per month, and that's going to be scalable based on the number of users. So it'll start on the higher end and decrease based on the number of users, but still plenty of markup opportunity there for you to realize a nice profit margin on this tool. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Dyson. Dyson, I'm going to make you the presenter, and I'll let you take a few minutes to talk about your technology, and then we'll switch back here and go through the mobile coupons.
All right, thanks, man. All right, so thanks again for letting us be on this call. So Wi-Fi, why is it important, right? So what we've done is we've built a system that allows for merchants to go and build a customer database and quickly market to them and set up some automation. So the first thing what I'd like to do is kind of fill in the blanks for you. So everybody is talking about Wi-Fi. It's the hottest trend right now inside of, building a customer list, communicating with your customer, and of course, automating your marketing. And so if you go out to like Business Insider, they'll talk about how Wi-Fi boosts profits, and that's simply because a customer comes in, they sit down, and they tend to spend more time at the business because there is Wi-Fi. Okay, Small Business Trends also says that the benefit of offering Wi-Fi is exactly that. The customer stays longer, so in fact, they'll probably start buying more from you. Think of like a coffee shop, for instance. Great place for a mobile kiosk, using a keyword and things of that nature, but it's also very typical where the customer is going to pull out their mobile phone, hop on the Wi-Fi hotspot, and use that as a method of preference in surfing the web, right? And then, of course, Forbes says that, offering Wi-Fi impacts customer satisfaction. So you think about this, going back to like a coffee shop, a restaurant, a retailer, maybe it's even an auto dealer, right? While you're sitting there, you might get dissatisfied if your user experience coming from one business is that I can hop on Wi-Fi, but now all of a sudden I can't hop on Wi-Fi there. So these are three very trusted, organizations that are telling you why Wi-Fi is so important, and we definitely agree, right? So the reason why it matters for a local business is, first off, 3 out of 4 smartphone users connect to Wi-Fi on their device. And the reason why they do that is, you're at a business, I'm sure all of us have experienced. Maybe it's the microwave in the business. Maybe it's the construction of the business itself. Doesn't allow for a clear strength of signal for the mobile device, and that's where Wi-Fi becomes a trusted solution for them to hop on the internet and get quick, fast access. Okay, so that's why customers crave the Wi-Fi, because it's faster than the mobile 4G product lines right now. Okay, it does drive business decisions. Like, for instance, we just talked about my experience at a coffee shop is, I can jump on Wi-Fi over at Starbucks, but now all of a sudden I go over to this coffee shop, and maybe it's Kimbuk or one of those, the Bean House, any one of these, and now all of a sudden I can't. So now there's this dissatisfaction to it. So it's going to just drive that decision as to possibly where I'm going to get a great cup of coffee. It increases spending. So, if you're talking about restauranting, you're talking about automotive, spa, whatever it is, while I'm sitting there with Wi-Fi, you'll see in a few moments, we can actually project unique messages based on visits, based on recency, and also based on your connection. So this really can help that retailer, that restaurateur, increase their spending habits from the customer. Okay, so we recognize there's a problem with Wi-Fi out there, right? The very first thing is, if you've ever experienced this, I'm sure all of us have, you go out to a business, you want to jump on the Wi-Fi, and all of a sudden nobody knows what the password is, right? The Wi-Fi is locked down and nobody knows what it is. So as a customer, you might get agitated, right? there's also this confusing sign-on process as to, when I sign in, what's actually going to happen. And nobody at the business knows because most people just don't talk about it. And it's also, the biggest problem here is it's insecure and unprotected, both to the end user and to the business. So you talk about today and the vulnerability of any business, on the web, having an open network. A lot of businesses are locking them down, but that still leaves them vulnerable. Okay? But the most important piece here is it doesn't add any value to the business. In other words, just because I offer Wi-Fi and you're sitting down to enjoy, the fact that I have Wi-Fi, the value to the business is I'm not really getting anything for giving you this great, tool. Well, we've thought about all these things, and we've thought about how those things happen. And you'll note that the businesses that you're probably selling to today, as we do right now, is we sell to restaurants, auto, salon, cafes. All these businesses give you millions of opportunities. So really, when you look at this, you're thinking to yourself, you could sell a solution like this in the area where there's a high repeatable traffic or where there's long wait times. Both of these are great opportunities for you to use short code SMS along with Wi-Fi. And that's exactly why Omer and I have, put this together for you. So your opportunities, you could sell again to restaurant, eateries, pubs, salons, spas, automotive dealers, clubs. All these places, the consumer pulls out his or her phone and jumps on the internet. All these places. So why not have the service to be able to give to them where now you turn around and not only offer free Wi-Fi, but you turn it into a marketing machine. Okay? And as we all know, in this call, we're selling SMS, whether we're doing it through kiosks and check-ins or we're doing it through short codes or we're doing it through Facebook, we're collecting customer data, and that is building that guest list. So this is really important to people, right? So you start building this database, and then what? Right? So you're already answering that. So now let's talk about the marketing machine itself. What this is going to do is right here to the left is, in fact, exactly what the Wi-Fi router looks like. It looks like something that comes out of an Apple store. It has aluminum bands on the side. It's very aesthetic pleasing, and it helps drive signups to the business. Right? The benefits that you're going to get here is increased revenue, repeatable business, the ability to acquire fans and followers if you're using social media links, and then, of course, increasing that check-in and email sign-up. And I'm going to show you some really neat things here about how that does that. Okay, so real quickly, the value proposition, so you kind of put all this wrapping around your head here, is real simple. You now have the ability to build a customer list 5 times faster than the merchants used to doing. It's automated marketing through Wi-Fi users and the mobile customers. So the customer comes in. I'm using, most of the connections they make is through a mobile phone. So now all of a sudden you're able to capture mobile phone numbers with TCPA compliance and push notification or push offers or remind them to come to the business. Okay, so it really is making it an easy way to communicate, and more importantly, it's really a great way to build word of mouth for your business. And best bet, there's no apps to download. So this is not an app-driven solution. There's literally nothing to download. You come to the business, you'll see in a second, we set up a Wi-Fi splash page for people, and then they hop on using whatever method they'd like to provide to access the internet. Okay, so this is how it works. Step 1. They get the router. You'll see this is literally the back of every router looks exactly the same. We have our flash port that we upload our software into before it gets out the door to you. So it's literally a turnkey solution for you. As Omer mentioned a few moments ago, you'll be able to contract us to either set up that router for you, which I really, in the early beginnings, you might want to choose that route. And the reason for that is because, there's some graphics that you may not be, maybe you're challenged with or not. Maybe you just want this going directly to your customer as opposed to it coming to you and then you configuring it and then sending out. So there's a couple things that you could do. The backside of this, there's 2 different ports here. And it allows you to go ahead and connect multiple devices. And then this blue port is you just plugging it right into your Wi-Fi router. And then there's a power port. What you should know, some takeaways here, is it covers an area of 5,000 square feet. Compared to its competition, that's literally 2.5 times what the competition offers. So the average that's out there is around 1,300 square feet that the router like this would support. This particular one will support up to 5,000 square feet unobstructed, right? You can, in fact, connect 3 of these together at one time in the daisy chain method, so that, if it's larger than 5,000 square feet, like a Dave & Buster's, you can have one downstairs, one upstairs, and one on the 3rd floor, and all of them report to the same cloud, okay? So that's really neat. And also, when you talk about users per a router, we definitely have spec'd out that it'll support up to 150 concurrent users, okay? So you can definitely see that, but we tell people to just, try yourself to say 100 at a time, because you never know what type of throttling or what type of access speed they have. So we feel safe in saying 100 at a time. Okay. When we say obstructed, by the way, that means if you're putting it in the kitchen and the dining hall is a ways away from that kitchen in the restaurant, that's obstruction, right? You have refrigeration, you have, all kinds of things that may require you
walls.
to get an access point. Yep, yeah, you don't want walls involved. That's right. Okay. Step 2. So after you plug this thing in, we're going to design a splash page, and it literally looks just like this, right? So, it'll be literally the theme of the business, their logo, colors, color matching, and you have 4 different ways that they can connect, they being the patron, and you can have that based on Facebook. So I select Facebook, and all of a sudden it wants to know what my Facebook account is. Most cell phones are already logged into Facebook, so it'll just whisk them away to the internet. If not, it'll require them to log in. Okay, you can use an email, so you put in that email, and all of a sudden it gets stored in the cloud and gives you access. Phone number, you put in a mobile number, and all of a sudden it'll show that TCPA compliance. You agree to terms and conditions, and you're whisked away to the internet. So all this stuff is made. We even include, with our setup, we even include table tents as well. Okay, so it tells the patrons, hey, we have free Wi-Fi. Okay, and it's a standard, graphic, so it'll be suitable for all of your customers. Okay, and then you can also get custom-made ones if they need them. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. You're all familiar, you open up your phone, and all of a sudden it says, hey, there's a hotspot available. Connect, right? So this particular one right here is Prime Steakhouse, and we're saying, okay, great, we connect. And from there, these are examples of splash pages that we design for our customers. They're beautiful. As we really take to heart that we're promoting a business. And so these examples show exactly log in with your phone, which is ideal for all of you on this call. But remember, you can capture email, you can capture Facebook content. Okay? When you capture Facebook content, by the way, there's a little bit more data that you're getting. You're getting gender, email address, and age, okay, as well as birthday. So this can really start improving some of the take-up for your list building activities inside of the mobile area. So we all know in the iVision platform you have a birthday automation. You can actually use that information to go and put inside of their database. It works like a charm. It's wonderful, actually. Okay. Step 3, you collect all this data. Okay. And when you collect the data, we have a cloud-based system that all of it reports up to, okay? So it's really, really fantastic that you can now see how many times this customer comes, whether it's the first time, second time, third time, because we count the MAC address every time that it comes into the store. Number of usage during the day. So is Saturday a great day for you, or is it Tuesday? So you'll be able to see on screen the number of visitors as they start growing in your database. Okay, and you should note you can turn on whatever features you want, and we'll go through a training course, of course, as we go through all the stuff, so that you have a better idea on how to set up, how to use. But right now we're talking about introduction. But to everybody's point here, you definitely should know that you can turn on email, you can turn off, the email, Facebook, codes, and or mobile. In this particular case, I don't see you turning off mobile. Okay, and then what happens? So you build this list. Now the fun and games begin, because now the system itself is set up to do marketing. So you can have the system itself. We call them triggers. Which you all might be used to hearing that term. And so what happens when the customer comes in the very first time, every time, 5 times, 12 times, every so often? You can actually set up different triggers that push either an email or hooked into the iVision solution, allow you to push SMS messaging or even, the mobile coupons. Okay, so it really gives you a great opportunity to be able to start helping your customer automate their marketing with very little, for them to do, literally almost like arm's length, transaction. So it's kind of like a set it and forget it type thing. Okay, and so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Is the solution itself, we've done some amazing things with it, and one of the things that we've done. One of the things that we've done is we've integrated to other things through our webhook features. So it's really neat what we've been able to do, whether it be, pushing the SMS messages through the iVision platform, whether it be pushing a coupon, engaging the customer, and also, with deeper, relationship with iVision, helping us, being the dealer channel, be able to do more amazing things. Okay, so you should definitely, we'll work with them or put on a training video or a training seminar to go and help you get acclimated to the system and get all your questions answered as well.
All right. Dyson, is that all you had?
Yeah, unless, of course, you want me to real quickly show them, the back office. Elsewise, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Let's do that on a more kind of one-on-one basis, just because we still have a lot to do, and I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time. But thank you, Dyson. That was a very great presentation. Very kind of overall great information, and really kind of guided me, at least, in terms of what you do and how you do it. And just so everybody knows, we are proceeding with integrating this into our offering, but there are some logistics that we still need to work out in terms of the splash pages, the branding, making sure that everything's either agnostic to the licensee when they sign in, and then also being able to allowing you to customize that experience for your customers. So there's a few pieces there on the integration side that still need to be worked out, but that is something that we're going to be pushing forward with, working alongside Dyson and his team. So thank you again, Dyson. I really appreciate it. If anybody wants some follow-up information, I will include Dyson's contact on the email that goes out with the video of this presentation.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you. So let's get into the mobile coupons and widget. I'm going to log into our test account, and then I'm also going to showcase a few real case examples. But what this is meant to do is really just go more in-depth into the couponing system and the widget system, so everybody gets a good, thorough understanding of all the different capabilities. So as everybody knows, there are multiple ways to create coupons in our system. The easiest way to send a coupon is to just type it into a message, come in here, select a campaign, select your recipients, and say, come in to Joe's Pizza and get 20% off your next order. Now, the problem with that is that there's no trackability there. There's nothing that gives you any type of analytics. There's nothing that prevents misuse. No trackability whatsoever. So this is not the preferred method of delivering a coupon. So when we first launched our couponing system, we launched it with the ability to generate coupon codes. Okay, and you'll see that every coupon that exists here that you create, you can come into the coupon code generator, and you can use this tool here to either create random coupon codes or import an existing list of codes. Now, this is great, but there are some limitations to the coupon code system, hence the reason we evolved to the widget, and I just want to briefly cover those. So number one, coupon codes, if you come in here and you generate 10,000 coupon codes, it actually creates a lot of clutter in our system because we really have, no way to determine, number one, are all those coupons going to get issued? We have no way to prevent you from creating 50,000 coupon codes. So we don't recommend using coupon codes because they're very bulky. And at the end of the day, when the customer gets the message, there is nothing exciting about a 4-digit coupon code. They get, I'm sorry, I think we have a little package here. Sorry, let me sign real quick. Thank you. Samir. Sorry about that, everybody. there's really nothing exciting about a coupon code in a text message. So this is not the optimal way of delivering coupons. Another downside is that you constantly have to monitor your coupon code activity. So if you're running low on available coupon codes, you always have to replenish the system with more coupon codes. So this is not the ideal way of delivering coupon codes. Now, in some scenarios, you're going to have a customer that says, hey, I have a POS system, and this POS system is pre-configured to support a certain number of coupon codes, and I'd like to be able to take those coupon codes and use them for tracking on my POS system. So in that scenario, you may indeed want to use coupon codes and import a file of those codes and then be able to pull from those codes into the text messages, so then those coupons can then be redeemed directly through the POS system. Those are some very unique situations. We don't normally come across those scenarios, but in that event, you will want to opt to use the coupon code system. But generally speaking, you want to kind of avoid the coupon codes, and instead, you want to use the widget tool that we've built out. The widget, as you know, is kind of a visual representation of that coupon. So when you create a coupon, there are different specifications, different details that you can attach to that coupon. So number one, you have the ability to hide it from a kiosk. Okay, we just covered that. And that's in the event that you are doing a coupon as not a coupon, like an event invite, where you're really just using the widget for the sharing capability and some of the other built-in features of the widget, but you're really not doing a coupon. You can also customize the different descriptions that are part of that coupon. So we have the coupon description, which could be an internal description, meaning only for your eyes when you log into the system. There's a separate redeem widget description. If you don't have anything here, then it just uses your normal coupon description on the widget. But sometimes people want to be able to have an internal description that's meant for their eyes only, and then have a widget description that's on the actual widget for the customer to see, and then maybe a separate kiosk description for the kiosk. And this is primarily useful when your description is really long. And as you know, if you go try to redeem a coupon on the kiosk and there's a really long description, it shrinks the text down to almost the point where it's illegible. So using a shorter kiosk description here is valuable when you have a very lengthy coupon description and you want to have a simpler version on the kiosk. So a couple of different variations of a coupon description that are displayed in different sections, and you can pick and choose which ones you want to use, really depending on how your description is worded. Out of coupons text message, this is applicable when you're using coupon codes. So if you're using coupon codes and you run out of codes, it's going to send this text message instead. If you're not using coupon codes, this is going to be irrelevant to you. You're really not going to, it's not going to be applicable to what you're doing. Coupon expiration. So coupons can be ongoing or they can expire on a certain date. If they expire on a certain date, you can set the date and time. If they're ongoing, they can either be ongoing forever, or they can expire from the issue date, meaning, you know, a coupon gets issued today, 3 days later it expires. Coupon gets issued today, 6 days later it expires. This is a dynamic expiration date. There have been some requests to extend the expiration to the end of the day. So, for example, if I earn a coupon right now and it's 142 here, and that coupon is going to actually expire 6 days from now at 142. It doesn't extend to the end of the day. That has been a request that's come up a few times. We do have plans to address that, but it is a fairly complicated component to program in. So just know that we have it on our list, and we plan on dealing with it, but it's a little bit more cumbersome than anticipated, so it's not an easy rollout. So that's a coupon expiration. Coupon code generator, we're going to skip over that. Coupon redemption and sharing. So as you know, you can create multiple widgets. There can be different widgets based on different designs. Maybe you want to have a specific widget for a holiday like St. Patrick's Day or New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day. So you can actually link a coupon to a certain widget. Now, your coupon is going to default to your default widget, but you can set a different widget here if you want to link it to a different display. And the widget is really the display of that coupon. How is that coupon appearing? Coupon availability. Sometimes clients want to only make coupons available for new contacts. So if you're an existing contact, you can't earn the coupon, only new contacts can. So that's a setting here that you can enable. And then lastly, you have coupon sharing on or off. So coupon sharing has to first be turned on the coupon level here. And then once you've done that here, you can then turn it on the widget. So there's two places that you actually have to enable it. There's some settings here on who can share the coupon. Can anybody share the coupon? Or only contacts that actually receive the coupon can share the coupon? So depending on what it is your client's trying to do and any safeguards they may want to have in place, you may want to only restrict the coupon sharing to those that actually receive the coupon. And then you have some optional descriptions. So the share page description, the receiving offer description, these can be customized for the coupon in addition to what's already there. Referral rewards. This is a relatively new feature. It's been around for a few months now. It doesn't get much usage, but it is here. You can create referral rewards. And a referral reward is basically an incentive to refer this coupon to other people. So you can say, hey, forward this Starbucks Frappuccino buy one, get one offer to your friends, and if 5 of those people come in and redeem the offer, we'll give you a $20 gift card or whatever the case may be. So you can come in here and create a referral reward and basically say, okay, I'm gonna call it the $20 gift card, and it's gonna send the message at 10 a.m. and it's gonna be a single tier reward, and it's gonna look at whatever keyword, and when 5 coupons have been redeemed, it's gonna say congrats, 5 of your friends have redeemed the buy one get one. Here is a $20 gift card, and you can attach a coupon to it. So this is a referral reward that is based on other people redeeming this buy one, get one offer. So that is the referral rewards. And then lastly here we have the mobile wallet feature, which right now has the Android Pay. It currently is lacking the iOS integration, but like I said earlier on the call, we are working with a third-party provider for the wallet piece. And we are working on integrating that so we can have a nice polished solution for everybody, and we hope to roll that out in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for more information on that. So that really encompasses the coupon description. Here it'll show you coupons that have been issued. So when was it issued, who was issued to, when it was redeemed. And so it'll highlight any redeemed coupons in green. It calculates the redemption rate for you here, and it shows you, okay, we have 21 codes that have been issued, 11 have been redeemed. Here's the redemption rate. Coupon will also be noted here if it's expired. So we deliver these coupons using the widget. And the widget is a landing page, if you will, for your coupon. So I want to review this a little bit. Everybody knows, I think, at this point how to use tilde, redeem tilde in their message. So I'm not going to talk about the application of the widget. I'm more just going to talk about the different features of the widget. Now, this is the Widget Preview, and it's only designed to be a preview. And so you can come in here and you can select any one of your coupons and hit show, and it'll show you what that widget would look like when it actually hits the phone. Now from here you can set your general layout, you can name your widget, you can give it a background color or image file, you can select a top image to display, which currently, let me jump into another one here. Currently here, the Jiffy Lube logo here is the top image. There's an iPhone preview image. So iPhone and Android, I believe, can display a preview image in the messaging app. You can upload that here and specify a preview image. And then there's also a bookmark pop-up feature for iOS devices. So when somebody hits the page, it can actually prompt them to save a bookmark on their desktop. On their home screen. And so this is a nice feature if you're using the widget to be able to see your loyalty rewards and other coupons that you've earned, and this is kind of a centralized place to see all your offers. You may want to use this bookmark pop-up feature to allow people to save it on their home screen. Then you get into the main body of the widget. On the main body you have your layout, so you can do no image you can do a side-by-side, or you can do a stacked. And this is a separate image than the top image. This is an image that will sit, right here. We have kind of a boilerplate special offer graphic seal here, but you can upload your own. And what's cool about this is it can actually have one fixed image for the widget, or it can load images from the individual coupons. So if you have 10 different coupons, let's say it's a restaurant and they have, free appetizer, free dessert, free buffet, free this, free that, and you want to set different images for each, you can actually come in here and upload a unique image for each coupon, and depending on which coupon it is you're offering or you're pushing to the phone, it will display that particular image. So that's a nice feature there. Everybody's going to design this differently. I personally like to use no image. I don't know why. I like a simpler, cleaner look and feel, and that's just what I gravitate towards. Every client is different. Everybody's going to want something different. So it's really up to you to create your displays. I've seen some really nice looking displays, very comprehensive with a lot of images and a lot of embedded videos and all kinds of really cool stuff. So you can do a whole lot with this widget. Header bar. Right now you don't see it. If I displayed this header bar, it looks like this here. You can obviously hide the icon. You can change the label. You can change the color scheme. I like to just hide it altogether. That's just, like I said, my personal preference. Coupon title, coupon description, pretty straightforward. Those appear here. Redeem button. So if you are displaying the redeem button, somebody can come on, can get the coupon and click redeem from their phone and actually redeem the coupon right on their phone. The problem with that is that it's a false redemption. Well, what do I mean by false redemption? What I mean is that I can be sitting here on this call, I can get a coupon on my phone, and I can hit redeem. And the system is going to track that that coupon has been redeemed. But has it really been redeemed? Digitally, yes, it's been redeemed, but I may never step foot into that establishment. So I may never actually come in here and actually redeem that offer on site. So in that regard, I call it a false redemption because you don't really know for certain if the person is on site or if they're in the comfort of their own house. There's really no way to tell when the redeem button is showing here. So my personal preference here is to hide the redeem button and to make people redeem the coupon on the kiosk. And when they redeem the coupon on the kiosk, you know that they're on site because they're typing their phone number into the kiosk. So that's more of a true redemption and less likely to create potential issues. If I redeem a coupon now and that a coupon is good for 30 minutes after I've hit redeem, that could potentially create some issues if I'm unable to get to the establishment in 30 minutes. So I like to hide the redeem button. Everybody has a different approach. Sometimes you display a redeem button, and then when they hit redeem, you have instructions, specific instructions that are provided to the employee, to the cashier. So it's really entirely up to you how that flow is going to work. And then you have your social media icons. Your social media icons display right here. There's a collection of different icons, social media links that you can create, and the system will display those associated icons and link to those pages. So that is the main body section. Now the footer allows you to display a map. Let me jump into one that has a footer here. So this footer here has a contact location, a map. And if a question came in here about linking to the business's website, that's actually a great thing to do in the footer section. So in the footer section here, in addition to the contact information here, and past the directions, you can have your address, you can have your text area, which usually has hours of operation, contact info, things like that. Then you have an optional button number 2. So this optional button number 2 doesn't have to say terms and conditions. It can say visit our website. And you link it to an external URL. Rather than displaying a text area here, you link it to an external URL, which might be joespizza.com. And when you hit update here, you'll see that now I have a secondary button here that says visit our website, and I'll provide some good examples of how this looks in real use cases where you can see how we've changed the buttons to really pop and stand out. And this is a great way to drive people to the client's website right through there. And then there's an optional third button here, and depending on what it is you're doing, you can use up to 3 buttons here as part of your footer section. So there's a lot of flexibility there to bounce to third-party sites, to review site, to do reputation management and things like that. Coupon and barcode settings. So if you are displaying the redeem button, you can have a countdown that appears when somebody hits redeem. That can be a fixed countdown and count down a certain number of hours or minutes. It can count down to the coupon's expiration, or it can display the coupon's expiration with a fixed countdown. So you have a couple different options there in terms of countdowns. You can hide the countdown when the coupon has been redeemed. You can also display a custom pop-up message that displays prior to the person hitting redeem. So maybe it says, warning, do not click redeem until you are in front of a cashier, for example. That might be your instructions. Hide the description when a coupon has been redeemed. Some people like to do that so that there's no confusion to the employee there. The coupon's been redeemed, so the description hides, and then the employee is not confused about what to do. Showing a barcode. A lot of clients are using barcodes on the widget, which then gets scanned by the POS system. You have some additional features here, like hiding the barcode when the coupon is expired so that it can't be scanned. So once that coupon is expired, that barcode goes away. And then regarding barcodes, you can either have a fixed barcode just for that widget, or you can have mobile coupons that get converted to barcodes. So each coupon has its own unique barcode. So there's some different capabilities there on the barcode side. Location and tracking is kind of a unique feature that we don't see too often on the widget, but we do have clients that use this pretty regularly. You can come in here and add your locations. Let's say the business has 10 different locations. If you add your 10 different locations here, somebody can come into the coupon and actually redeem.
Sends out that message.
Guys, I'm going to ask you, whoever's talking in the background there, I really need you to keep your voices down, please, or mute your phone so that it's not disruptive to the call. Location and tracking. So if you add your multiple locations, you can then redeem the coupon for a specific location. I think we have an example of this here on the, Jiffy Lube site. If I hit, let me make the redeem button go or display again. If I hit redeem, I can then select a location to redeem it at. Now, this location tracking is smart. So you can enable a GPS search on your phone, which will basically access the phone's GPS location and select the nearest location to them. You can also have a list that gets displayed. So there's some different features here you can elect to display based on whether you want it to automatically select the nearest location or show a list of locations, and whether you want to access the GPS location of the phone or not is entirely up to you. But you'll notice here that every label of this widget is customizable, and I'll elaborate on this in a little bit. But you can really customize the entire look and feel of the widget, all the wording and everything. And then coupon sharing is a very important part of the couponing system. So you can create coupons that are shareable, and when you create a coupon that's shareable, it actually really expands the reach of that offer. So people can share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, do what's called a mobile share where they send it to a friend. And in most cases, you want to require a mobile number to get that coupon. And basically what that does is it helps build the database for the business. So if I get an offer and I then share that offer with 5 of my friends, if they're not already part of a club, they have to now join the club in order to get that coupon. So it actually will exponentially grow the size of that database for the customer. So I highly recommend using the share feature. It has the ability to customize the TCPA company name. So if the account name for the business is different than what you want it to display on the send to a friend, you can actually customize the company name here. So if in the system you have it as, Joe's Pizza master account, but here you just wanted to display Joe's Pizza, you can customize it here. And then obviously you can customize all the different messaging and the labels here, and then you can select which coupons can share on the widget. And then lastly here you have the My Coupons page, and the My Coupons page is a page that lets you not only display a loyalty progress, but also shows you other available and redeemed coupons. And when you elect to display a loyalty progress, you can select which loyalty program you want to display. So if you have multiple loyalty programs, you can select the appropriate one here. You can also customize the icon that gets displayed, so you can choose from the different icon sets here that display, and then the color schemes and the label as well on the loyalty progress. So all in all, this is kind of a all-in-one page to display the coupons. Now I want to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about or show some of the different examples of how these coupons might look in a real use case. And I'm going to highlight some of our work with our LA Tech Savings accounts because I think Lori and George have done a really phenomenal job customizing this coupon experience for the different LA Tech Savings clients. And so I'm just going to pick a selection here and show you what those look like. This is a med spa, and you'll see here that Lori has actually created the default widget, which is used for the majority of these coupons, but then we had a special Valentine widget that was created that was more Valentine branded with hearts in the background and things like that. You'll notice here that they have the contact and location. They have CalabasasMedSpa.com, which goes to their site. And then they have a Please Review Us link, which is in green, that goes to the reputation management side of things. So this is how they've integrated it into the widget, and it's a great way to capture additional reviews. I also want to show that the widget can support animated Gifs. So if you have something like this, Happy St. Patty's Day, you can actually have animated GIFs on the widget. You just upload it as a GIF, and if it's animated, it'll work. So this is a cool feature. It really adds a little sizzle to your coupon and makes it that much more attractive. And I've seen some clients, I think Todd in particular, that's actually embedded videos, Todd Trinan, embedded videos, YouTube videos on his coupons. So a lot of different things that you can do with the coupon to create a really nice user experience. I wanted to highlight this car wash because they've been with our system now for a month, and they have 430 contacts already, and I think that's just phenomenal. Phenomenal growth for the first month. Now, granted, they have 2 kiosks, one inside, I think one at the back of the establishment, but they've done a really remarkable job growing their database, and I think car washes are a great channel, great direction to go. Very little, I think, people competing in that space, but you can see, how their coupon looks here. You can hit My Coupons and see your loyalty progress, and then once again, they have their social media links, contact and location, their website, and then they actually have a terms and conditions page that goes to the boilerplate terms of service page that LA Tech Savings offers, and obviously that's all included in your private label. And then one last example here of a nice widget that I saw that's just meant to really, kind of get your wheels turning in terms of different directions you can go with design and layout. Same thing here, share feature, contact and location, website, review us. So having the review us in green, having it pop, different color, really, I think, drives people to that. And if they've had a positive experience, they're going to submit a review. So this is a really easy feature to roll out. All right. That pretty much does it for me here. There are some questions I'd like to answer real quick, and then I'll let everybody go. So once again, I appreciate your time. We've been coming up on an hour. Let's see here. Or could loyalty check-ins based on with action. Coupon off the kiosk. If you keep a coupon off the kiosk, should you still set an if we keep coupon off the kiosk, should we still set an expiration date? The expiration date is really entirely up to you and the business owner. Really, some business owners, are under are under the mindset that that coupon is good forever. Other business owners want to be able to drive that person back within a certain amount of time. So I think that's more of a business-specific decision in terms of when that coupon expires. I don't think it's really relevant to where they're redeeming it, more so the business wanting to make that coupon available. Does the Fan Connect solution reduce the need for proximity solutions and beacons? So that's a completely different tool, proximity marketing and beacon technology, much different than Wi-Fi. With proximity marketing, it's really more, I think, invasive. I don't really see that technology taking off because of its invasiveness. You're not going to walk into a mall and turn on turn on your Bluetooth settings so that any device can connect to you. I just don't see that as being practical. Most consumers, most customers, and consumer end users are not going to allow that type of access to their device. So I don't really see that technology taking off. So the Wi-Fi hotspot is more user-initiated, right? You go into the establishment and you actively look to connect to that business's Wi-Fi connection. So it's you are initiating that connection. And by typing in your phone number, you're saying, hey, I want to connect to the Wi-Fi. I'm also going to opt into the alerts. So it's a much different interaction there. So it doesn't reduce the need for proximity marketing. I personally don't see proximity marketing and beacons being as relevant to what we do, really just because of their invasiveness. Can we add a link to the business website? So we kind of covered that here by adding a link in the footer section. Is there anything that needs to be done on the POS side to use the barcode feature? Yes. If you're using the barcode feature, that barcode needs to be scanned. So it needs to be a barcode that the POS system supports. You want to determine what type of barcodes that POS system supports. There are multiple barcode types that are available here. So when you are showing a barcode, you can select from a variety of different barcode types. Most POS systems will support one of these. And in some cases, you don't want a barcode. You just want to display text. So maybe you just want to display a text, a numeric code that gets entered. So you can choose to not do a barcode, just to do a straight numeric code, which then gets typed in to the POS system. It really is more specific to each POS system in terms of how you're going to roll that out. But definitely, we can have some more in-depth conversations on a one-on-one basis. If you use the location tracking, will the redeem button on the phone then work like a tablet? No. So if you're using the location tracking, all it does is just track that redemption happened for a specific location, but it's not tied to the kiosk. So if you have 5 different kiosks for 5 different locations, those kiosk locations do not link to the redemption widget locations. They're kind of separate from one another. There's no tie-in between the two. Any future plans to have templates for the coupon builder? When building a shared coupon, you have to put it in all the info that is sent to show someone shared a coupon with you that you joined, and thank you for sharing. It's a lot of copy and paste. There is no template feature, but you can duplicate a widget. So that might be along the lines of what you need. There's no way to duplicate it to another account, but there is a way to duplicate it within the same account. At least I don't believe there's a way to save it as a template. We are exploring different ways to templatize different features of the system. So as we speak and to different licensees and get feedback from them on different ways to streamline the account creation process and really simplify the process of getting an account up and running from soup to nuts, and that includes the campaigns, the coupon, the kiosk, the widget, and all these different components. We want to be able to streamline that process. So we are going to try to work on different tools that will allow you to, somehow copy or reuse existing tools, existing systems from other accounts. Every tool is different, so it just has to be approached in different ways. But we've already started discussing that amongst our team in terms of how to streamline that account creation process. I do recommend talking to Lori and Juliet because they will help you put some templates in place that will help streamline some of that account creation process. So when you're doing new accounts, you can copy over some of those pieces that are already kind of built in as templates. All right. Well, I think that does it for all the questions here. I want to thank everybody for your time today. We had quite a few people on the call. I'll make the video available via email either later this afternoon or tomorrow. If anybody has any additional questions, feel free to connect with us directly. We're happy to help. And then regarding the lead generation feature on the new website, yes, the new website will have a form that prospective users and prospective customers can fill out that will go to you with that information. So there will be a lead generation tool there on that website. So we're really excited about that. We think you'll like it. Like I said, we're constantly trying to innovate and add new features based on your feedback. So keep the feedback coming. And thank you again all for your time today. Have a great rest of the afternoon.